Good morning. It is a fresh new day. I am dressed and ready, and I am ready to make a meal to take down to my dad and Joel's mom, who both are battling and being treated for stage 4 cancer. But first we need to turn the heater up because it is so cold, and I am dressed like it's a warm spring day, but it simply is. I do not like this heater. I hate it actually. They have an old, I hate it. Turn the heater up, and we've got to rotate the laundry, and then we'll start cooking. Did you see how many handfuls of clothes oh, that was still dirty. I'm gonna wash that again. Do you see how many handfuls of clothes I took out of the washer? That is the biggest drum. It holds so many clothes. So you're telling me that we have to eat 3 times a day and come up with foods that are nourishing for our bodies, that have variety so we don't get bored. Why is food such a punishment, yet we live to eat? It's like our greatest source of entertainment and fun and comfort. Food is life's biggest double-edged sword. Tell me I'm wrong. Anyway, we're gonna make pico de gallo. We're gonna make picadillo. First things first, every good recipe starts with an onion. Slice it one way, slice it another, and it dices. We're using our Big Daddy pot today. Oh, there's an onion. It's long, and I would never want to bite into an onion like that. Okay, we're using our Big Daddy pot. This pot was my grandma's, and my mom used it for years, and then noticed that I didn't have a pot big enough for cooking, and her family was moving out of the house, of her house, even though I know she would still use this pot because she bakes for grandkids and all the things, but she was lovely enough to give it to me, and I love it. I've got 3 pounds of hamburger in here because I'm tripling the recipe. I will have the regular recipe in the description for you, but just know I'm doing it times 3-ish. I'm doing it times 3-ish. All right. I have to fill my pepper mill often because I go through so much fresh pepper. It's just good. And do you know what's funny? Do you see my bracelet dangling here? I have to be careful because the heat heats that up while it's sitting there dangling. Then I'll move my arm and it will burn my arm. It's just the craziest thing. Sea salt. I'm gonna start cutting my bell peppers, and I'm gonna walk back and forth to the pot and kind of stir the hamburger, let it cook while I dice up this green pepper. I've gotten so used to dicing things up so small because I think the trick to getting your little kids to eat whatever you give them, like vegetables in certain things, or typical foods that kids are not gonna really love. And I think this for myself, because there's sometimes where I'm just like things just don't sound very good, even though they're healthy for you. If you dice things up really small, they're much more palatable. Ground beef is mostly done cooking, and so I'm gonna drain the grease out. And do you wanna know, hey, this isn't too bad. Yeah, it just gets ugly. What I was gonna say is, I watch people, oh gosh, what's happening? Oh, that's a little too heavy. Hold on. I watch cooking things, and people will say, I'm draining the grease. But they don't actually show draining the grease. Because how do you do it like in a cute type of way? It's hard. I'm draining it into a glass jar. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to lift it so I really get but it's heavy and the lid's like not staying where I'm putting it. All right, well, here we go. Woo! See what I mean? This isn't cute. Garlic doesn't take that long to cook. You just want to cook it until it's fragrant. So this only just has just a pinch more to cook. So I'm going to add the garlic now. The garlic is fragrant, the hamburger is cooked, the onions are translucent, so I'm gonna add my diced up bell pepper. Did you hear that little pause? I wasn't sure if I was saying the right word or not. I'm like, bell pepper. This is one of my favorite parts. If you don't want to do fresh tomatoes, you can do a can of diced tomatoes. But I like my tomatoes to be cut up pretty big. I don't want really small chunks. And I never keep the seeds and the juice from the tomatoes. I usually will just use the outside. However, I really want to use the whole tomato. Got a lot of potatoes to peel. Look who decided to show up because they heard the potato peeler. You know things like to fly on the floor, don't you, lady? Look at her, watch me. Her favorites are potatoes and carrots. I have all my potatoes and tomatoes in there. I'm going to add the tomato paste. I'm going to do a can of green chilies. I'm not going to measure because I like to just measure with my heart. But we're going to do coriander seed, cumin, and a couple bay leaves. Oh, this smells so good already. I'm all out of beef broth. I was going to add beef broth, but I have plenty of bone broth, so we're just gonna do that. I love this brand so much. It is so good for you. This is what everything looks like once it's combined. I'm just going to put the lid on this and let it simmer until everything is soft. Potatoes, the peppers, the tomatoes get really kind of soft and squishy. Squishy is probably not a great term to describe the tomatoes, but you know what I mean. I just dished me up a bowl and this is delicious. So let's get things dished up for my parents and parents-in-law. I'm not gonna lie, one of my favorite parts was collecting the empty containers from their homes, knowing that I was going to come home and give them a little refill. And both sets of parents were like, these dishes are awesome. They really liked the containers. I also love these containers, so I will put them in the description for you. Coming through, hot pot. These are piping hot. It has taken me longer in the day to put this together. Actually, hold on. My mother-in-law does not love peas and carrots, which is news to me. I didn't know this about her. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to dish hers up first. Sometimes I like that these have a slit in them and sometimes I don't, like a divider. Now I'm going to add in the peas and carrots. Maybe that'll help cool things off. But yeah, it's taken me just a little bit longer to get this done today. And I don't know why, maybe I'm moving slow, I don't know. If she decides that she doesn't care if there's peas and carrots, she can steal stands. That's what I like to do with Joel. I think I don't want something until he has it, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I want that. Here's how I'm going to send their food home with them. I'm going to send some avocados so that once they reheat these or whenever they eat them, they can cut up an avocado and stick an avocado on top with some sour cream also. And then I just absolutely love these tortillas that you cook on, they're raw and you cook them on a frying pan. The one thing I hate is that they're made with canola oil. So it's the only ingredients in them is flour, water, canola oil, salt, sugar. Boo, you don't need sugar in these. I have made my own tortillas. It's just really hard. It's hard and time consuming. And so I do like to buy them. I wish this was made with olive oil and no sugar, and they would be perfect. These are so delicious, so they can make up a tortilla, dip it in their stuff. I just love this meal. Just snap that shut. taste good. Like, my biggest worry is that they're like, Bonnie's bringing dinner again. All right, how's that look? Pretty good. My sister Julie lived close. I'd say, Julie, you make sourdough tortillas. I'll make the picadillo. Sadly, she's states away. All right, I'm off. I'm out the door. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.